What's up, everybody? This is an unboxing that I've very much been looking forward to. You see that I have here in front of me the Corpse Bride figures by Thrilljoy. So I have the two picks here, which are the figures that are just over 5 inches tall. Then of course I have here the pixel figures, which are about half that size of the picks. We will get a look at them side by side here in a moment, because of course I'm going to go ahead and open up everything here. So the Emily is 7,500 pieces. This is a Hot Topic box lunch exclusive. I did order it though directly from Thrilljoy. The Victor there, I ended up picking that up in store with Hot Topic. 6,000 pieces there. Each one of these has a 1 in 6 chance at a chase. Let me go and show you that real quick here on the back. So with Emily, the chase for her would be her with the worm coming out of her eye, which I forget his name right now. But then with Victor, is very interesting here because you could get a different character. You could get Bone Jangles. If I end up with Victor, that's fine. I will not try for Bone Jangles. Again, I'll just stick with what I have. With the Emily, I actually prefer the non-chase variant of her. We'll see what happens with that though. You know, it's a 1 in 6 chance. So yeah, I more than likely will get that common. And I would be okay with that. As a matter of fact, with a lot of the Thrilljoy figures, I actually kind of prefer the common over the chases. And then of course I have here the full case of the pixel figures. So let's go ahead and take a look at the case, and I'm actually going to start with this. I'll open this up first here. So you see all the characters that come inside of it there displayed nicely, and then a closer look at them. So you see we have here Victor, Bone Jangles, Emily, and that what would be a chase variant for the picks. You just, you know, get that with the pixel here with this full case. We also have Victoria there and Albert. So it's a nice mix of figures here. Of course, there are more characters that they could do from the movie, but this is what we have for now. We'll see if they decide to do more of these in the future. Interesting that it says they're age 15 plus. Let's see if there's anything else interesting on the box. Here it just shows the characters again. Oh, I do want to go ahead and point out, you see here that we have that silhouette and it says secret, but I've already shared this previously on the channel that is actually a gold variant of Emily, which is, it says here 1 in 108. So very difficult to find that particular figure. I think if you find it, that there is a process that you go through where you get actually another collectible from Thrilljoy. So that is pretty interesting that they're doing that. So yeah, I'm not even stressing the gold figure. You know, I'll be happy just to get the set that we see here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the plastic off of this, and we will get into the pixels. I got the first one out here, and these are individually wrapped in plastic as well. We see the set again there on the side, and they do come with these little boxes here where you can stack them together. So we'll be looking at that as I get these out. Okay, that's pretty much it for the box. Let me go ahead and start getting into these here. And I may just go ahead and do another edit here and make sure I had the plastic off of all of these, and then we'll start opening up the actual boxes. All the plastic is off of them now. Gonna start getting into these. I kind of wonder if Thrilljoy actually mixes up the order of their figures in these cases. I know for a while Funko did not do that with their mystery minis, and people would start to share the layout of the figures, you know, in the boxes, and people would just go and grab particular boxes to try to get the rarest figures. Then Funko started to mix it up some, which is probably the better move. Okay, so we do have a card in here. Let me see if this is just showing, yeah, the figures here. Okay, so it talks about the chase here. Let me look at this real quick. So there's the Emily Gold, and it says the chase is on. By finding the golden pixel, you get an exclusive opportunity to redeem for a bonus limited edition mega picks, 300 pieces only, subject to availability and only while supplies last, US only. So that'd be very interesting to get that mega picks. I'm not gonna hold my, you know, breath for that though. I'm not gonna stress that. I'll just be happy to see what that figure looks like, you know, once it's actually out there in the wild. Well, not in the wild necessarily, but once people redeem and they have those in their collection and they can share them, that'll be interesting to check out. There's what the packaging looked like. We got the mascot on there, of course, blue. Okay, let's see what my first one is here. Okay. So we're starting off with Bone Jangles. Looking pretty cool there. I'm so happy that he actually is in this set this way, the pixel set. So if I don't get the, you know, the chase for the picks, I'm not really going to stress that I still have the character regardless. And that is a good likeness for the character. Of course, he has that kind of squat, you know, style going on with him, which is perfectly fine here. So we got the Bone Jangles box here, display box. And I know that these are, yeah, they go, they're magnetized. They're not super strong though, because I've already seen with other people, if you kind of lean them forward or move them around too much, they can fall out. This one is holding pretty strong right now, but I know that they can fall out. But yeah, I like that touch though, that these are magnetized to help them display really well. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And of course the box says Pixel. And then the other figures, well, you know, the other boxes, I can slide them in on the side or stack them on top, you know, basically the way that they showed here. Let me show that again real quick. Yeah, just like that. So yeah, I like that detail with these. Let me go behind that first box, see what we got here next. And should have, you know, all the characters here. Like I said, that gold one, I'm not going to stress over that. Okay. Let's see who is behind Bone Jangles. Okay, so we got Victor. I kind of wonder with the, and you all let me know what you think about this, if with the pixels and the picks, maybe they should do slightly different molds. But I mean, I know that would be, you know, more work for the company, but you all let me know what you think about that. Some people, it may not matter because they're just getting either the picks or the pixel. So that may only matter to people that end up getting both. But regardless, I actually like the idea of having both because it gives me options with the way I display things if I want to separate the picks from the pixels. Yeah, so there we go again. That is Victor. Let me see the order that they have them stacked here again. So they actually have those two on top. I'm not so worried about particular order though. Let me play with the boxes here real quick and just see how they kind of slide together. Okay, yeah, really simple. They actually had Victor on the other side. I want to put Victor next to Emily though. I'm not going to follow the order that they had, so I'll wait on that to put these together, and I'll show you once I get it how I want it to be there. All right, next one. If I'm going off of what I see here on the front of the box, then this probably is going to be the first Emily, the one without the worm in her eye. Okay. Let's see if I am right about that. Oh, this is the one with the worm in the eye. So, oh, this comes with the name placard too, which you can put on the top of the boxes. So I will be putting all of that together. Like I said, I'll show you that after I get all the figures out. That's a cool idea, though. I really like that they're doing that. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So let's get her out of this plastic here. Okay. Get a better look at her. Yeah, so there she is with the little worm coming out of her eyes. Somebody, if you know the name of this guy, if he has a name, make sure that you share that in the comments for me. Her veil looking very nice there with the paint job. Yeah, they did a really great job with this. Pretty cute figure there. Okay. And again, magnet snapping her right into place. So the one behind her, like I said, this should be just like standard Emily without the worm in the eye. Okay. Let's see if I am right about that. Oh no. So the order is different from what it shows on the box, but that's all good though. We have Victoria here. I really liked the character of Victoria. She might have been my favorite character in the movie, actually, even though I did enjoy, you know, some of the other characters, but there's just something about her. She was just so sweet and doing the best that she could with the given situation. Yeah, I like the sort of sepia tone going on here with the paint job too. Okay, go ahead and put her in her box. Okay. All right, so we still have the other Emily and Albert to get to. Albert is kind of an interesting choice. But, you know, like I said, we'll see if they do any other characters from the movie. Ooh, and this is creating so much trash in front of me. But I'll deal with all that after the filming. Yeah, so here is the other Emily. Let's get her out of her plastic. Okay, so pretty much the same as the other one, except of course she doesn't have the worm in her eye there. Everything else looks the same. Okay, let's go ahead and get her in place. And I didn't really show it before, but yeah, I do like the actual wallpaper there for the background in these boxes. Again, nice touch. So we should have Albert here as the final one. I'm assuming if you get the gold Emily that she would replace one of the other Emilys. I mean, that would just make sense to me personally, but I don't know if it's that way for sure or not, but I'm really expecting to see Albert here for my final one. Yep, and here we go. We got Albert. So no gold figure. I was not stressing that. 1 in 108 is pretty rare, you know, pretty rare. Well, let me be careful. His plastic was getting caught up on his pipe there. I do like his look though, with these very sharp cheekbones that he has going on, and the tattering of his clothing. Got a rib sticking out on the side there. Yeah, pretty nice detail all around. So that's the last figure there. I'm going to go ahead and get these stacked in the way that I want them to be, and I'll make sure I put the placard, the title placard here on top as well. Here's the order that I decided to go with. So we got Victor and Emily up top, just the Emily without the worm there up top. Then we got Victoria, Emily side by side, Emily with the worm in her eye, of course. Then we got Bone Jangles and Albert at the bottom. I like the look of that. I think I'm going to keep it in this order here, and got to find a specific spot for Corpse Bride now, because I do have a number of collectibles. Of course, I also have the Funko Pops as well. I think I don't have Victor actually though of the Funko Pop. I need to get that, but yeah, I'm gonna have to put these all together basically, except the pick, like I said, the picks and the pixel, they look the same, so maybe I will take the two picks here and find a different spot for those. I'll work that out, but let's go ahead and get to the actual picks here, starting off with Emily. And this is my first time opening up one of these. This is actually kind of exciting here. So you see they have the zipper tab here, and when you pull this down, you actually see the back of the box, so you get an idea right away of whether or not you have the Chase figure. So let's go ahead and check it out, see what I have. And this is the standard figure, which I'm actually grateful for that. Oh, why is she turned around in the box? She got loose there. So I wasn't sure if I was going to take this out or not, but I guess since she is facing backwards like Blair Witch style, I will go ahead and take this out, get a closer look at the figure. But you see the wax seal here, limited 7,500 pieces, okay? But yeah, let's go ahead and take care of that right now. So these are actually, they're kind of tied into the background here, but hers got loose apparently, and that's why she's floating like that. Also, you can see that she must have touched the front of the box there, because some of the paint did get on the plastic, but I'm not stressing over that. Oh, I almost forgot that there is the card in here too. Okay, and I believe it shows, yeah, the number that you got. So number 92, that's actually a low number there. It actually is a nice quality card. I'm not really sure where I'll put this, but I'll hang on to it though. I do like that it is foil. So I don't even think I have to, yeah, I don't have to deal with the ties. The ties just came loose here. That's why she was turned around. Okay, but there she goes. And let me move this up here real quick. Like I said, the mold is the same as the Pixel. No difference there. Even with the paint job, I don't think there's like much more detail to it really. Okay, just difference in terms of size. Again, nice looking veil going on there. Yeah, so I don't think it makes any sense to like display these like right by each other, since they look, you know, basically the same. So I will work that out to find a different spot for the picks. Do bear in mind though, when you put these together, that from the top and the bottom, they don't actually snap together. So this can be knocked over. So do be mindful of that if you do get like a full case of these, or just in general if you're collecting them and you start stacking them together. So remember, with the picks of Victor, I could actually get Bone Jangles. I would prefer to get Victor, honestly, because I already got Bone Jangles as the Pixel anyway, and I would like to have the two larger versions of the main two characters. So if I ended up with Bone Jangles, the Chase, I actually probably would end up with another Victor. And I will say with Thrilljoy, maybe that's a smart business move to have different characters as some of the Chases, because then people will probably do what I just said. You know, they get a Chase, they may still want that common, so they go back for it. So maybe in that way, it's a smart business move. Let's see what I have here, though. We'll find out very quickly. Yeah, and it is actually Victor. Okay, so I'm happy about that. I'm not gonna go for Bone Jangles. I'm not worried about that large Bone Jangles Chase. Yeah, that is pretty cool. There are 6,000 pieces for him there with the wax seal. Now, since I actually have Emily out already here, I guess I'll go ahead and take him out also, so you can see them side by side. My Victor is number 4,717, much larger number there than with Emily, but you know, it doesn't really make much of a difference. I think, you know, for some collectors, it is kind of cool to get that low number sometimes, though. It's all right, you know, but I don't think it makes a difference with value or anything like that. It's just kind of cool, though. But yeah, let's go and set that aside and look at the actual figures here up close together. Yeah, I love seeing these two together. I'm going to actually switch the order just because that's the way I have them up there. Yeah, I really do like the look of them. Of course, he is holding the ring there. I do like the way it started off with him, you know, like practicing his proposal That was pretty cool. A lot of great scenes within the movie. I just really do enjoy the movie. In fact, I need to watch it again. It's been a good while, so I wouldn't mind checking that out. But yeah, they look pretty great together. So yeah, I think I'm going to take this pair and I'll find a different spot for them away from the pixels. I think I do want to put the either the, I don't know how I'll work it out yet. I know I have the, like I said, I have the Funko Pop, so I want to work it out to put either the Pix together with them or the Pixels together with them. If you have both the Funko products and you also have, you know, the Thrilljoy products, let me know what are you doing with your own setup. And are there any other Corpse Bride collectibles that you think are pretty cool that maybe I should check out? Share that with me in the comments as well. But yeah, this is my first Thrilljoy haul. I will say I do have two of the panoramics, which I have shared previously, but I wouldn't call those a haul necessarily. So, but this being all focused on Corpse Bride here, this to me is really a haul, and I'm very happy with it. So let me know your thoughts about these figures, and what are your thoughts about Thrilljoy in general. I think the pivot to having these different products is very smart. Maybe they planned it all along. I mean, who knows? But yeah, I'm happy with it now. I was kind of worried about where they were going with the panoramics, but I'm very happy now that they do have these different products going on, and I will be collecting more. And as a matter of fact, I already have, I think, two more on the way, two more of the picks on the way, and I will be sharing those here on the channel, so do look forward to that. Thank you all so much for taking the time to check this out, and I will talk to you all again real soon.